Good evening, YouTubers. Reloading Bench back with you once again. And tonight is the middle of the week. And holy moly, does every day feel like a brutal Monday. It's like the third Monday in a row. Just no time to breathe. So I need a little breathing room. I'm going to celebrate with a little afternoon tea. My afternoon tea I didn't get to, so it's now evening tea. Much better. In fact, now that I'm babbling, I just realized I didn't bring my piece of paper into my domain to talk about these things, so I will be right back with my piece of paper to explain what I'm going to be doing tonight. Besides all the cool stuff, some of the cool stuff you can't see that is on the bench, some old stuff that I'm gonna maybe do another video on. Well, this isn't old stuff, but that's old stuff. So old stuff, new stuff. Or maybe a better comparison would be old stuff, new stuff. Glass, plastic, smells good, smells less good, in my opinion. This is like man cologne from an early age. So tins they don't make stuff out of anymore. Wooden boxes. All right, I'm going to shut up and go get my piece of paper so I can talk about this pile of stuff. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Out of breath. And thirsty. Okay, so this is not going to be a product review. That has nothing to do with reviewing a product. This is what I'm going to be doing as an idea. And I'm going to share with you the components that now will make up my idea. And this has absolutely zero to do with reloading. And I told everyone I would not do, or anyone who watched the video heard, I said I would not do another video on my espresso machine, the Breville Barista Express, which I'm coming to love. And that is a true statement. I will not be doing any more videos on that machine because that's not what my channel's about, unless I should rename my channel to maybe, I was thinking Reloader Gadget, because I do a lot of gadgets on the channel, and that didn't fit so well. And then I was thinking maybe Barista Wannabe, but there's probably some snowflake out there that has that title as well. So I'll just stick to Reloader, and I will sprinkle different variations of stuff that I find interesting throughout my channel, and the stuff that bores you people won't watch, and the stuff that maybe doesn't bore you, you may tend to watch. We will share together. So I believe when I was talking about my espresso machine, I happened to mention the concept of, and I think I threw a picture up in the video, I'm pretty sure, of this product. I'm not even going to mention who it's by or anything else because I don't own it, so I can't speak to it. So I'm going to talk about this picture of this product. And I thought to myself, hey, this is a pretty cool little thing in terms of what it does, because you can measure out your beans for 18 grams or 9 grams or whatever you want. And I don't know how many, I can see, to me it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And since I see a second, I'm going to guess there might be 12, but I don't know because I don't own this. So it looks like it might be a piece of wood. I'm kind of thinking these are glass, and that's probably some type of metal with a rubber O-ring kind of seal. This looks like some type of metal metallic-y handle, but again, I don't know, so I don't own this. I can't comment on it. Hopefully some of you can hear my sarcasm in this. And this looks to be a funnel, and this kind of looks to be a brush. And now that I have said that, I have to put the video on pause yet another moment to remember one more component. And I'm back for yet a second time. Maybe we can get through this time. So I thought this was cool beans. No pun intended. if that was the case, I would probably say I thought this was glass beans. All right, humor aside, I thought this was pretty cool. And so cool that the guy whose video I watched, who was talking about his espresso machine, wasn't even talking about this. This was kind of in the background. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh, cool, because who doesn't love the combination of wood, glass, metal, all laid out nicely, and then as serving a purpose or a function. So I thought to myself, I'm going to go pick that up. That's a must-have. That's a gadget that I can't live without. That would make my espresso life absolutely wonderful. Until I saw the price. And this MFer lists, and there's a whole bunch of options, options being different colors of stuff, different woods, I guess. I don't know because I don't own it, so I'm not going to say what it's offered, what is offered or what is not offered. You guys go look it up if you're interested. But the price that was at the bottom of this picture on the website was $320. So plus tax. Maybe there is tax, maybe there isn't tax. I'll assume tax with internet tax laws now and everything. And shipping and handling. So $320, 10% tax, $350, another $20 to $30. So I'm going to say $380-ish for this. That's the cost of many espresso machines. So that's just not happening. So I thought to myself, hey self, you're kind of a handy person when you want to be. What could you do to come up with something similar? And you saw my attempt with my little 2-ounce / 18-gram tin stainless steel cups that I actually love because those are great for either 9 or 18 grams of beans. And then I thought to myself, yeah, but it doesn't look as cool as this. You got to have the wow factor. Any decent home barista has to have a shit ton of cool stuff to look the part. Doesn't matter that you are the part. As long as you look the part, that's all that matters, right? So my mind started churning one night, and I said to myself, I can make this fucker. So that's what I'm going to do. And I started drawing my idea. So I don't know what this actually looks like, don't care, but I like the concept of what it is. So I'm going to make my own version of that with, I'll call them some test tubes, with some tops, with a handle, with a funnel, and a brush, all cut out. And this is my initial take, all cut out in a block of wood. I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. So let's see what I can make this $350+ retail thing at in the janky garage. Homegrown bean cellar. So I started doing some research, and I started gathering some ideas, and I thought, all right, so I'll work my way down this pile of stuff so that I don't have to move too much out of the way. So I would obviously need a funnel, a brush, a block of wood, some vials, and some way to make a handle. And then the rest of creation would be sweat equity. So in order to make that, I came up with my list. So I picked up a funnel, an El Cheapo stainless funnel. And I don't know if I'm going to use this funnel because this funnel, the beans will flow through that. But I would prefer if this was a wider mouth funnel. So they make wide mouth funnels, but they're more for canning, and they're like seriously wide. So because I haven't opened this, but I have opened it, I haven't unwrapped it. We'll see how this fits. So I'm thinking, I like this. It's nice and small. It kind of fits the role. Excuse me. Maybe pre-COVID. And my goal was to spend roughly 10% of what this is. So we're saying that let's just call this $375. So $37.50, we'll round up, we'll call it $40. This was $5. This brush was free because I already had it, so I'm not counting it in my list. But, if you look at my two little cutouts, funnel, brush, because obviously that's not fitting in there the way this looks like it does. That's just too cool. So mine would be front to back. But now I have brush, now I have funnel. So we have 2 items off the list. There's not a whole lot of items. And now for the vials. What I'm calling vials. I was originally calling them test tubes. And so I went hunting online to see who made something that could hold a couple of, 18 grams of coffee-ish, roughly 2 dry ounces. And we have here, and there's all kind of plastic shit online. Let's see, where is it taped? Where? There's the tape. Am I going to try and tape that? No. So there's no shortage of plastic shit online. Oh, there we go. So much for that. There's no shortage of plastic stuff online. And plastic's okay. But I have it in my mind that this thing needs to be glass. So I did some extra searching. And Murphy's Law says if I try to talk and do this, I will fail. So let me do one of them. We'll set one aside and I will try to open one up. All right, so there is my glass. So this will be my version of that. And I think that's, cheesy, plasticky cap, obviously it'll seal. It may not be airtight, but it'll be good enough for what I'm trying to do. And it looks decent. Again, the big issue was I wanted glass. So we've got a glass. I'm going to call this my test tube. We've got a glass container that will take 60 milliliters, which is 18 grams. So we've got brush, we have funnel, we have glass container. We have, thank you to our local, where did I get this? The orange shop, the big box orange shop. We have a, let me see if I can get it. We have a 3/16 by 36 inch dirty metal rod that I would probably, my first thought was I would bend it into a shape, a rectangular shape, bend it and then cut it so that the ends are even, and then thread the ends so that I could put a nut on there, drill a hole through the block of wood, secure it via the nut, and then put some glue so it's not going anywhere. That's kind of what I was thinking in this space. And then the last space was actually the first thing I looked for. And that was some nice wood. I thought, if I'm going to do this, why not get some exotic wood? And I'm going to move this metal thing because I know it's going to get damaged, bent, other. So let me get it out of the way. So I decided, let me think about where could I could go to the local lumber yard, local, whatever. And anytime you go look for wood and buy a piece of wood, like go down to your local big box shop and browse some nice wood, even oak, just freaking ridiculous. But if you look online and you try and buy some cutting board type of material, I now have I think it's a little over an inch. Is it an inch and a half? It's an inch. So my first thought was, obviously I'm going to cut it so that my my vials would sit too wide, or maybe I'm just going to do one. I'm not going to do one 10 long or 12 long or however many of these glass vials I have. I'm probably going to do too wide, maybe in a pattern, maybe in a zigzag pattern to make it look a little different. Don't know yet. Open to suggestions. If you have some thoughts, let me know. I'm not looking to make this identical thing, even though it looks like I am. I'm making conceptually this kind of thing, a block of wood that holds a bunch of glass vials full of beans and has some type of handle. So I'm thinking I'll just rip the ends off here and cross-cut those ends and then glue 3 pieces high and cut through probably 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches, so that my vials are secure and I pop them out in and out easily, and put 2 holes for my handle and do some countersunk nuts on the bottom once I thread the little 3/16 stock bar, and then a couple of holes for a brush, a funnel if I'm going to keep this funnel or go with something else. I'd actually prefer a little wider mouth because I don't want to sit here and play jingle bells with getting the beans in, which is what I would have to do right now, because that's plenty wide for beans, especially if you're just dumping beans in a single file kind of thing. But if I was to fill the hopper of the funnel up, it doesn't, you know, the beans clog it. So I have all the components, and now I just need to do some cutting and some gluing and some bending and some, I don't know that I'm going to stain this. I'll probably put some type of finish on to bring the richness of this particular piece of wood out, because it looks beautiful. It's acacia wood. And right now I'm looking at, this was $14.99, so $15. These were, I think, 12 something, 27. The funnel was $5.32, $35. I want to say I'm over $40 in my just over $40 in my supplies. Little over 10%, and that's my goal. 10%. I'm a 10%er. So I have no idea when the next video will be. I have no idea if I'm going to do this in a series. You know, you'll see me cut this and drill the holes and blah blah blah, or the next video is my version of this. In any case, you probably won't see the barista / espresso machine. You may see the machine as it's next to this when it's finally done, but my thought is I'm going to make a homemade version and go for the gusto and see what happens with my acacia wood. So that is the plan. Let's see how this turns out, and if this is a goal or if this is just a fantasy and I get a janky version of that with my skill. So time will tell. Good night. Sleep tight.